Hello, welcome back to Exploring Minor League Baseball team names. This is part two. We're going to be talking about the Copa de la Diversión. I hope you guys enjoy because there are some amazing team names coming up in this one. I got to move on. Shout out to the Copa de la Diversión. So this is this season-long promotion that the minor league baseball has been doing for 3 or 4 years now. In Spanish, it means the Fun Cup. Diversión means fun, and so these are alter egos. This season in 2020, they were meant to be up to 92 teams doing this. I tried to pick the best of the best, but I really had to slim down the list because there is some, they're trying to make it fun. They're trying to increase Latino fan engagement. So I didn't even get to include the Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. Or the San Jose Churros.
Nice.
To give you an idea, the San Jose Giants, 2 years ago when they did this, they were the San Jose Gigantes, which just means giants in Spanish, but they became the San Jose Churros. And a couple of teams did this, where they changed their name to not just be a literal Spanish translation, but to be more fun. So this is why so many of these are so good, because they're meant to be really fun.
The biggest takeaway is, I'm surprised they have a budget big enough for all these new uniforms.
I was thinking that too. How much do they have to shell out for all this new gear?
Hats, uniforms, just to, last one game.
Yeah, you'd think they could pay their guys a bit more.
Exactly.
Well, I think this probably brings in, I think this has been really successful from what I saw. This has brought in a lot of new fan engagement. So I've got 2 pages of this as well. I'm going to try to go through these a bit quicker. So on this first page, I try to include ones that are mostly related to Mexican or Latino culture, which I think is really cool. How they're a lot of teams are really trying to play to the culture and a lot of folklore of Mexico and of Latin America. This first one's just funny. The frijoles saltarines, the jumping beans. If you know what Mexican jumping beans are.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. The chicharrones de Colombia. This one's funny to me because chicharrón is this Mexican pork dish, fried cutlets, and their logo is the diagram of a pig you see at a butcher shop.
Classic.
The piñatas, classic. The cucuys de San Bernardino. A cucuy is the Mexican version of a boogeyman. This little demon from what I saw online, which is pretty cool. The cadejos de Lake Elsinore. Cadejos are there's a white dog and a black dog, and they kind of represent good and evil in the world. So they have a white version of the logo and a black version of the logo. Really interesting story. The Alebrijes de Modesto. If you have either of you guys seen the movie Coco?
Yeah.
The Disney one.
Yeah.
Chandler, if you saw it, the really colorful magical beasts that guide them through the afterlife, those are alebrijes. And so I think it's a really cool logo. I like the black and the blue and the pink and the green. That's one of, I think, the coolest.
The logo looks great except for the green lid to the hat. I don't know what that's all about.
You don't like that?
Oh, everything else, the logo itself is good. Just the hat part is awful.
Really? I like the hat even. But we can move on. We've got the Luchadores de Reading, the Mexican wrestlers. That one's just funny to me. The Lloronas de Montaña Rocosa. Apparently, La Llorona in Mexican folklore is this crying, screaming witch that roams the night or something.
Yeah, we read the story in Spanish class. I vaguely remember it.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's an intimidating name for sure. This one I also really like, the Vejigantes de Scranton Books Bar. A Vejigante it's this Puerto Rican mask that you wear during Carnival. It's this mask with all these crazy spikes that stick out of it, and it's very colorful, so that's what this thing is. I like the colors, I like the logo, I like the hat. This one's a winner for me. And then finally, the calaveras to West Michigan. Calaveras are skulls. It's like the skulls you make for Day of the Dead. I really like the ties they're doing with Mexican culture here. Big fans of these. These ones, again, I'll try to go through these a little quicker because these ones don't really have backstories. They're just funny in Spanish. The Boise Papas Fritas, French fries, fitting for Idaho, I think. The Brooklyn Jefes, if you don't know, a Jefe is a boss. It's like what they call each other. Hey, oi, Jefe! The Perro Santos de Charleston. I don't know why I really like this one. It means the holy dogs. So it's a little dog with a halo.
Nice.
This one's interesting to me. I don't love the logo, but I really like the name. The Avocados Luchadores, the Fighting Avocados.
That just looks like a restaurant like sign.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like somewhere you'd go and like line up to get a salad for lunch.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not even an authentic place. It's just like one of those super expensive restaurants for no good reason who put avocado and they charge $5 extra.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they could have done a little bit better, but still, the Fighting Avocados is pretty great, I think. The Cervezas de Durham, the beers, getting straight to it. I like how they don't even go for like a nice, classy, like in a pint glass or in a bottle or anything. They go for like the bent, crumpled up tin can, like very spring break vibes.
That one almost feels lazy to me. Like, at this point, they're just picking a random Spanish word. Like, it doesn't feel like there's really that much thought going into any of these. Like some of them, sure, the Fighting Avocados, but the Jefes and the Cervezas, they're not doing it for me.
Well, the Jefes make sense to me because it's Brooklyn. You know, you got that mentality.
Brooklyn's a bunch of hippies these days. Hipsters, rather.
Brooklyn's a big place. There's lots of interesting people there.
Sure.
This one I like too, the Margaritas de El Paso. Apparently this does have a cultural tie, because as you know, El Paso is right on the border with Mexico, and there's a big city on the other side of the border called Juarez, and apparently the Juarez El Paso area is where margaritas were invented, according to rumor. I like how it's just a little lime wedge, like chilling in a bath with an umbrella.
They got the salt rim and everything.
Exactly. That one's good to me. The Manzanas Luchadores de Fort Wayne. The Fighting Apples. So we got more fightings. This one actually makes a little bit more sense, because we're going to talk about what the regular team name is in the next slide. But I think this is actually like a well-designed logo. I like this one a lot more. The Playeros de Harrisburg. This one I had to include for a couple of reasons. First of all, it looks like very spring break kind of gecko lizard thing with like a beach hat, like Senor Frogs. Second of all, playero. So a playa in Spanish is a beach, and a playero is basically someone who goes to a beach, like a beachgoer. Harrisburg is in the middle of Pennsylvania. There are no beaches there. So I think this is one that you can chalk up to laziness.
Or maybe wishful thinking.
Even better.
Yeah.
The Matamoscos de Midesa. This one I don't get, but I think is really funny. The Fly Swatters. It's like this. It looks like a comic book character almost, like the Super Fly Swatter or something. The last three we got here, we got the Cocos Locos de Rochester, the Crazy Coconuts. I don't know why Rochester thought that would be appropriate, but I think it's kind of funny. The Cabritos Malditos, the Cursed Goats. I'm not a huge...
Wow, that logo is fantastic.
The logo is okay to me. I actually think the jerseys and the hats are pretty cool, though. I like the color combinations. I don't know if this is true or not, but what I saw online is that this is... it's an affiliate of the Chicago Cubs. So the Cursed Goats could be a reference to the Curse of Chicago.
Makes sense.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's a rumor I saw online. And this last one, I think has to be my favorite. The San Antonio Flying Chanclas. If you don't know what a chancla is, it's like a sandal or a flip-flop. And this one, I didn't want to phrase it wrong, so I wrote down direct quotes from the website of the team is the San Antonio Missions, which is kind of cool in itself. Not cool enough to make the list. But it says the club honors this is a direct quote from their website. The club honors the matriarch of the Latino family, the abuelita, and her symbol of strength, discipline, and love with its on-field persona. For this special series of events, the chancla has long been symbolic of the abuelita as she maintains the structure and order of La Familia.
Right.
So it's literally about abuelita throwing her chancla to keep order. As you can see, I've included 2 different logos because I think this is the second year in a row they've done this. On the left, the shoe is flying through the air, and on the right, it's kind of landed. So the one on the left was their 2018 logo, and then they updated it for 2019. Here's another quote from the website. In the 2018 logo, which will continue to be used on occasion, the chancla flew through the air after it was thrown by the abuela. In the 2019 logo, the chancla has connected with its intended target.
Nice.
So that one was so good, I had to do some extra research on it. Out of all of these so far, between the promotional teams and the Latino heritage teams, which ones rise to the top of your list so far? What do you like the best?
Right off the bat, I have to say the beer cheese.
The Kentucky beer cheese?
Mostly because... Wait, can you go back to it?
The Kentucky beer cheese.
Yeah. Okay. It's like multi-purpose, right? So if you're eating beer cheese, who's going to know if you spilled it on your jersey? Nobody. Just blends in. And plus it like has a little fading action as it looks like it's dripping down your shirt. It's iconic.
Genius. What about you, Jasper?
Oh man, there's so many good choices. I have to say, in terms of the jerseys of the Asheville Hippies are pretty fire. I'm not
the
gonna
Hippies
lie.
jerseys, yeah.
But in terms of just names, I don't know, the Yinzers. I was born in Pittsburgh, actually, fun fact. Lived there for a whole 2 weeks of my life. That's probably the best intersection of culture and of the city that I've seen of these.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah.
For me, I really like this Beach Dogs logo. But I think the Beer City Bunghammers has to be the funniest name for me. But I love and am fascinated by Mexican and Latino culture. These ones are kind of dumb, but the ones that actually reference Mexican culture, I really like those too. I think those are awesome. Really cool initiative by Minor League Baseball. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're liking this series so far, make sure to keep an eye out for part 3.